Welcome! Surfaces, high performance, salon exclusive hair care, skin care, color, and art tools that completely respect your personal health and the earth. My name is Kelly. I'm a culture artist with the Surface team. And as I posted, I was going to bring you a hands-in haircut from our core cutting system. And the one I've chosen for today is our Freedom Core haircut. So it's a long haircut with longer layers. The tools that you're going to need is the Surface razor and obviously a comb, the Surface TK2 comb. We're going to be using our 6-inch contour shear for some framing and then our 7-inch RZ blender. I'll get into some more detail of these as we're working. You're going to need a mannequin that's about shoulder length, and if you're a hairstylist, I know you have some of these gals at home, so get them out. They're the only guests we can be working on right now, right? So make sure she is saturated 100% with water, and then grab a cutting lotion. Trinity Protein Cream is going to be my choice of today, and that's great for mannequin hairs to create nice slip as we're working through it. So give her a couple shots of that. With the core cutting system, we work with a roadmap. We have 5 zones. The blue zone is the back. The red zone is the side. It means stop and become aware of what type of hair that we're working with in these areas to really pay attention to the frame, because we have a lot of weak hair in our frames sometimes. And then this corner spot. Ooh, we gotta watch this corner spot, especially we never want to leave holes or gaps right there. So sometimes we overcompensate for that area. Then in the top, we're working with our black zone. We create all the lifts and layers, in our black zone, and then the green zone is going to be the top for the fringe and the bangs if we decide to do some of those. So those are your 5 zones. They are mapped to work with any type of head, all the different sizes of heads. You want to make the perfect cut for your guest's head shape, because when they have the perfect cut and the perfect liquid tools to take home for their at-home care, they are going to be able to replicate and have that haircut look as beautiful as you designed it. So let's get into it. Make sure you're comfortable when working, so adjust your mannequin height as you're working to have good body position. We want to maintain our bodies as long as possible. So really becoming aware of how you're standing is key. With this perimeter line, what we're going to do is grab vertical sections. You can have all of the hair down. We're going to work vertical sections and V-shaped cuts with our razor. Some hot tips with the razor. This is made as an extension off of our arm. So it's literally a 7-degree angle, just like your fingers. So it's ergonomically to fit your body and be able to move nice and smooth within the hair and on the hair. A key with this also is to cut with the hair as you're cutting, okay? Always watch the angle of your razor. Try not to go into the hair. Go with the hair. It'll be smooth like butter. All right. I have a right side part on my Miss Erica, my guest here. And she knows exactly what she's getting into. We had our consultation already. So she said she wants about 1 inch off the bottom and longer layers. We got it. The Freedom is perfect for her. So have your mannequin and stand directly behind her. You're going to want to be directly behind her for the perimeter line. You're going to have her parted and start combing the hair back. And like I said, we're going to work vertical sections. So working with my TK2 comb, I'm using the wide side tooth of my comb. And then once I grab that section, I'm going to flip and use the small side tooth to really gain control of that. I'm going to pinch my section down nice and controlled. And my razor comes in as if I were kind of writing with a pen or pencil. Nice to be able to control it with this hand position. I'm going to razor each side with the hair, right, straight down into V sections, working behind the hair so it'll get a nice curve under also, and take that length off that you've talked about with your guest. Leave that section, you don't need it. It is a visual travel guide. So our next section, you're going to drop that down, grab your vertical section, have no elevation whatsoever, come in with your razor, straight down, working behind the hair, and take that length off to visually hit that guide that you previously have done. A couple rules as we're working. Notice that with a razor, you want to cut in the direction you want that hair to go. So that's going to be key when working with haircuts. I grabbed my next vertical section, working in a V shape, down, no elevation. I do not want to create any layer whatsoever. Not changing my body position. I have about 2 more sections. And I'm just going to turn her a little bit. You don't move. You stay there. Okay? And let me move to you. Holding that section completely down. Comb gets out of the way. Razor each side. V-shape sections. Let that fly. My last section. Over directing here. What does that create? Over direction. It's going to create a little angle towards the front, right? It's going to lay beautifully over her shoulder. Pull that back. I'm standing directly behind my mannequin in my power stance for hair cutting. V-shape that off. What is this V-shape doing? Creating a beautiful flow, natural movement, nice bounce to the haircut. It's a really beautiful perimeter. Once you get her blown out, you'll see all of the movement that you've created and the texture within that cut. All right, let's move. We're going into the black zone. Okay, I'm going to lower her because we're going to be working a little bit more on top of the head here. How do I find my black zone? You're going to take your comb, measure on top of the head, because we need to find the high point of the head. Wherever that comb balances, boom, right in the middle, that's going to be the high point of the head. So part her down. You can comb the hair forward and comb the hair back to really get that separation and dial in those sections. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to draw a line straight down. Target parting. What is target parting? You're going to hear lots of little things as I work through this haircut that might be new to you, but always good to try. Target parting. So you see this tooth, this wide tooth on the top here? Use that as your parter. So I'm put that right down to the head. So I place that on the head. I put my first finger where I want to go, and I draw a line, never leaving the head. That creates a beautiful, easy way to create nice parts in one try. Target parting. Do it. It might be one of those things that you just haven't gotten into trying. And it'll take less time when you're working with your haircut. Okay, so the black zone, we're working right at the top of the head. This first section I'm going to grab, it's right on top, and it's going to be no wider than my second knuckle. A couple little hot tips here. You want your section in front of that second knuckle because of the control. Okay, if I were, just an example, to grab a whole section across, I cannot hold that as tight as I can right in front of that second knuckle. I have complete control. Also, with finding the black zone, I have to visually know where the back of the black zone stops. Okay, I can show you. We're not going to map it off or section it off, but let's visually find that. So I take my tools, my comb across the top of the head, my razor on the back, the occipital bone, and look, you can draw a line right from that point into the head. That's the back of your black zone. That's where I need to stop when I get to this section. And just think it visually as a half moon to find the back of that black zone, okay? All right, let's get into it. We need to get the black zone. This is where we're creating all our layers. I'm standing directly behind, oops, let me get her straight here. Directly behind my mannequin, the section that I'm working on, okay? And my first section, I grab in front of my second knuckle, and you want to determine the length where you want that to fall. So let's take about a 1/2 inch off here. My razor comes straight up to the ceiling, and I'm going to lightly shatter this off. Grab my section, determine the length, straight up from where it lives, I shatter that section off. That's my guide. Let it follow you into your next section, okay? And pull it up from where it lives. See your guide, shatter off to that. I'm in my third section. Looks like I'm going to have 4 sections before I get to the back of the black zone here. And when you hear me say I'm pulling it up from where it lives, let me turn her, because it's not straight up, it's up from where it lives. So you see the angle that I start to create. This is going to really maximize where these layers live, and where they fall are going to be just perfect for this shape of hair. So that 4th section, I got to the back of the black zone, okay? I'm facing her back so y'all can see. Moving to a side section, I move my body position. These sections are going to turn into a pie-shaped section once you have it parted off. So I can see my guide in there. I pull it up from where it lives, razor straight up to the ceiling, shatter that off. It's going to follow me into the next section, another corner piece, pull it up from where it lives, shatter that off. I have 1 more to get to the back of that black zone. Pull that section up, razor straight up, and take that hair off. Moving to your other side section, we got to get the other corner of the black zone. Like I said, these are pie-shaped sections. They naturally happen because the shape of the black zone, I see my guide. If you don't see your guide, don't cut. It means you just don't have any within your hold. So just regrip it and find it, because this is a very easy haircut that you can get lost in if you lose your guide. Okay, here's my last 3rd section to get to the base of that black zone, and I just take that off. All right, we got the black zone done. Next, we need to go into the green zone. So if you're right-handed cutter, turn her so you're off on her left shoulder. If you're left-handed cutter, you're obviously on the other side. This is going to be key once you get to this point, because you're going to do this whole green section standing on the same side. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing 1/2 inch of my black zone, combing it into my green zone. Okay, that's my guide into my green zone. We're going to be working side ridge to side ridge. Let me show you a visual of how you find your side ridge. There we go. Same thing, I can line my tools up right where they meet. Boom, that's my side ridge. Same thing on the other side. Boom, that's my side ridge. So you get a visual of where you need to stop. And typically it's the round of the head. You'll feel it once you start cutting. Let me raise her up. We're going to be working a progressive layer this time. That means I'm leaving length out to the ends. So it's leaving some length around our fringe area. So I'm pulling up side ridge section across the green zone, and I can actually hold this whole section together. I just have to pinch my knuckle. You can pinch your knuckle down. You can grab this whole section nice and clean. My razor comes up. My hand position is going to flow out, and I just do little C shapes as I shatter out to the edge. All right? You do not need to have any of that section in your hand because your guide's coming from your back. So you can work quite easily and quite quickly across the top of the head until you reach your other side ridge. How do you know when you're there? You typically can feel it because you don't want to be gazing too far over your guest's hair. Once you can't grab comfortably, then you have made it to the other side ridge. Progressive layer, preserving length out to the ends, out to the front for our frame. This is going to be my last section. So I've met my other side ridge over there. Hold that up, pinch that knuckle, clean up my section, C shapes out to the edge. We got to connect the dots, you guys. This is getting easy. All right, face her forward and put her part line back in. Connecting the dots, and I'm going to raise her up. Same thing, we're going to be doing another progressive layer, but a little bit different body position. So, what I need to do is face her towards me. You're going to be working around the head. So turn your mannequin towards you. We're going to start on this side. Okay, I'm parting just a section. Let me show you. Right in front of her ear, okay? And you're going to hold this out to the side. We're going to do the same thing, progressive layer. And these are going to be very small corners to take off and to blend around the head. So you might visually not see very much, but it is helping. It's going to connect the dots even if it's just a small little corner. So you have your guide, you're going to see that from the green zone, and I'm going to come in and just get that little corner off, let it fall. I'm on top of the ear. Same thing, I am cutting palm to palm underneath, palm to palm. Razor's right with the hair, I'm taking that little corner off. I'm going to work around the mannequin. I'm right behind the ear, this section, hold it up. My elbows are nice and down towards my body, so easy, comfortable position. Now working across the back, I want you to work a little bit underneath the occipital bone, okay? Because these are going to become larger sections. So we need to split them into two. And you're going to see your guide and you're going to have a little corner off here that you need to take off. Re-grip for underneath. And this one might just have a little small corner to take off, just tiny. Okay, keep working all the way around the head and you're just going to have your section always being in front of you. And we're not cutting into our guide, we're cutting away from our guide. So just taking those corners off. All right, we are blending, connecting all the dots of this haircut to make it flow so beautifully as it lays. We work all the way over to the other side, right behind the ear here, last section that I split into two, take that off, and then I'm over the ear again, so I grab this whole section up, little pieces in there, and then my last section right in front of the ear, small little corner to take off, and drop that down. Okay, friends, now let's go into the frame. Let's have a little fun. So grab your 6-inch contour shear. Contour shear, beautiful shear, comfortable, so comfortable for my hand. Our thumb shape is a teardrop shape, so my thumb fits perfectly in there ergonomically. A swivel shear to also respect my body as I'm working, so I can work directionally very easily. I can pivot the shear as I cut, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a bevel under as we cut the frame. This is one of my favorite techniques to do in a haircut. All right, give her a right side part. We are going to work a triangle section over to the side ridge, And let's do a cheek frame down. My first section, do a triangle section over to the side ridge, holding my section down. I'm going to come right up and over. I can tell her in the mirror, hey, Erica, check this out. So when I'm cutting your frame, what I'm going to do is give it a nice bevel under towards your face. So when you do round brush, blow out your hair and round brush it, it's going to do the work for you. Tell your guests what you're doing with their haircut because they need to know. Otherwise, they're not going to know what to do with the style. So I'm having no elevation. I'm giving the shear little tilt as I do each cut, working out to the edges. Drop that hair. Now, if I give it a little encouragement, you will see it just wraps right around the face. That's so pretty. Okay, we got that section done. Comb that over. We're going to work right in front of the ear. Grab your section. Comb it down, no elevation. Cheekbone. Bring your shear in close to the face. Same thing, I'm working in the middle of my shear, beveling in as I go, every little cut. And these are going to flow perfectly together when I bring that back over. Give it a little encouragement. And she's got a beautiful beveled under frame along with that perimeter because we worked behind the edges of the hair. All right, we're going to come on our other side, erase her up a little bit. All right, grab that other section here in front of the ear, comb it straight down. Cheekbone, bring your shear, you can actually drop it down. Drop it down, and I'm going to hold my arm up here so you can see. Actually, no, let me change. Let me turn her here just a little bit. I can drop my shear down into the palm of my hand. It's a little fancy. And then what you got to do is rotate towards her face as you cut. So drop my shear down right here. Remember to rotate the shear in as I cut out to the edges. We decided cheekbone and down, so you want to match the other side. And take that hair off. Look how that lays, hugging right around her face. Just beautiful for when she does her blow up. Okay, some fun little tips and tricks. We want to create some lift in the black zone if she has really thick hair. What we can do is come in, grab your razor, and get back up into your black zone. Short hair pushes long hair away. I'm going to turn her sideways so you guys can see, but you would do the same sectioning we did earlier. We're not creating a layer, we're just creating a lift. What you want to do is grab that section, find where the bend of the hair is. Do not disrupt that, but start after that. Razor is going to be lightly against the hair. Lightly against the hair. I'm trying to find the best angle. There we go. Lightly against the hair. Start after the bend, and you're just going to lightly move that razor out to the edges and create some lift into the black zone. Luckily, I have another comb. So, grab the section behind it. Check for the bounce, the curve. Don't disrupt that. Start after it. Just lay your razor right against the hair. Lightly start shattering out to the edges, creating a few short hairs, pushing the long hairs away. Last section here, check for the curl, the bend of the hair, and don't disrupt that. Start after. So you can do that all throughout the black zone. Let's grab these two little side sections here. Once you get this, you won't be too scared of doing it. And you'll be able to incorporate it in some of your other haircuts also, to create lift elsewhere. It doesn't always just have to be the black zone necessarily, mainly where the guest needs it, right? Last two sections here in the black zone. Excuse me. Razor just laying lightly on that hair. Razor out to the edges. And then last corner piece, check for the bend and work out after that. Okay, and also my last technique to do is with our RZ 7-inch swivel blender. This has blades that actually blend the hair in V shapes like your razor. So it blends beautifully within the haircut, doing scissor over comb, taking out weight. Being a swivel, you can actually take weight out directionally. If you ever didn't think about that before, you can still create your haircut when you're taking weight out in the direction that you want it to go. So come in, take your RZ blender, close the teeth down and pull that through. I'm working around the black zone and just working pie-shaped sections, nice and smooth, creating razor edge interior design within your haircut. These shears are just a beautiful way to finish your haircut and to blend any type of layering that you need to. If you have a guest that she wants this to kind of kick out, same thing, you can come on top and kick some pieces out. If you didn't want everything to be under, kick it out on top. Let's do one more just for fun. Here on top, kick it out. Swivel shear allows you to move and cut easily throughout the hair while respecting your body's health. All right, friends, I'm going to give her a little shake here. Don't do this to your guests, your human guests. And we're going to prep her with some product. I'm going to use Jump Mousse at her roots. There we go. And then I'm going to come in with Reflect Gel throughout her ends. Both of these are helping with control as I blow dry. Jump is going to be for root lift and volume to help show that volume off that we created in the black zone. And then Reflect Gel, do about a nickel size here in my hand. Emulsify that and work that mid-shaft to ends. This just helps with sculpting the blowout within the hair and add some control. So I'm going to work on that, you guys, and I'll post an after of her look. And that is the Freedom Haircut, a long haircut, longer layers. Erica, how are you feeling? You new sassy woman. Lots of nice movement. Like I said, I'll show it dry later. I hope you learned some hot tips, tricks, new ways of cutting to take behind the chair, whether it's in this haircut or others. I hope you learned a little bit about our culture, our tools, and like I said, surfaces, high performance, salon exclusive hair care, skin care, color, art tools that completely respect your personal health and the earth. My name is Kelly, and thanks so much for joining. Have a great day, guys.